Once upon a time, in a cozy little French village, nestled beside a great grey castle, lived a girl named Eloise. Eloise wasn't just any girl. Her mind was a whirlwind of questions, buzzing like bees in a spring meadow. While other children played hide-and-seek, Eloise would be asking, "Why is the sky blue? Or do fish get thirsty?" Her best friend, Pierre, would just scratch his head and say, "I don't know. Eloise, does it matter?" One sunny afternoon, a shadow fell over the village. Not a cloud, but something far more peculiar. 3 mischievous ravens, with feathers as dark as midnight, perched atop the castle's highest turret. They weren't just any ravens. They were the guardians of the castle's grumpy duke, and they loved causing trouble. Flap, 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 they swooped down into the village square. The head raven, with a glint in his eye, cawed, "Listen, villagers, our duke is bored. He demands a challenge. Until someone can answer our 3 riddles, the castle gates are closed. No more trips to the market, no more fetching water from the well." The villagers gasped. The baker, holding a half-kneaded loaf of bread, cried out, "But how will we get flour?" The weaver wrung her hands. "My threads are almost gone." Panic began to bubble up like soup in a pot. The first raven puffed out his chest and squawked. "First riddle. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" The villagers mumbled and grumbled. "A dream," someone suggested. The ravens cackled. "Wrong." Pierre whispered to Eloise, "This is impossible. Who could know such a thing?" But Eloise wasn't panicking. Her brow was furrowed in thought. Instead of guessing, she began to ask questions. Cities, but no houses. What has names of places, but isn't the place itself? Mountains, but no trees. What shows the shape of the land without the details? She walked over to the village cartographer's stall. Tip-tap, tip-tap, went her little shoes on the cobblestones. There, spread out on the table, was her answer. She turned to the ravens, a confident smile on her face. "You're a map." The ravens' beaks dropped open. "How? How did you know?" The head raven stammered. Eloise shrugged. "I just asked the right questions." The second raven, annoyed, flapped forward. "Fine, clever girl. Try this. What has an eye, but cannot see?" The crowd was stumped again. An eye that can't see. It made no sense. Pierre guessed. A potato. The ravens shrieked with laughter. "No, silly boy." Eloise, however, was already thinking. An eye that can't see. So it's not a real eye. What kind of eye is used for something other than seeing? She thought about her mother sewing. She thought about storms. She pictured the thread passing through a tiny opening. "It's a needle," she declared, "or the eye of a storm." The ravens were flabbergasted. 2 riddles solved. They huddled together, whispering furiously. The villagers started to cheer for Eloise. "Go on, Eloise," they shouted. Finally, the third raven, the grumpiest of all, flew down to face her. "Last riddle, smarty pants. The more you take, the more you leave behind." "What am I?" This one was tricky. Eloise closed her eyes. "The more you take, the more you leave behind." It sounded backward. Pierre tugged on her sleeve. "Just guess something," he urged, but Eloise ignored him. She started pacing. Tip-tap, tip-tap, taking what creates more. She wondered aloud. "When I walk, I take a step, and I leave a footprint. Then I take another step, and leave another footprint." Her eyes flew open. "Footsteps," she shouted. "The answer is footsteps." A stunned silence fell over the square, broken only by a soft meow. A sleek black cat with emerald eyes, who had been watching from a windowsill, leaped down and purred, rubbing against Eloise's leg. He was the castle cat, known for being as clever as he was quiet. He looked up at the ravens and gave a knowing wink. The ravens were defeated. With a final grumpy squawk, they flew back to the castle turret. A moment later, with a loud creak and a groan, the heavy castle gates swung open. The villagers erupted in cheers. They lifted Eloise onto their shoulders, parading her around the square. Hooray for Eloise. They celebrated. Pierre looked at his friend with newfound respect. "Eloise," he said, "I don't understand. How did you know the answers when no one else did?" Eloise smiled, petting the purring cat. "I didn't know the answers right away," she explained, "but I knew how to ask the right questions. Sometimes, figuring out what to ask is the most important part of finding an answer." The clever cat meowed in agreement. From that day on, the villagers learned a valuable lesson. They saw that being curious and asking thoughtful questions was a special kind of magic. And whenever a problem arose in the village, they wouldn't just look for an answer. They would first turn to each other and ask, "What's the right question we should be asking?" Just like the cleverest girl in all of France, Eloise. Thank you so much for joining us on this adventure in France. If you enjoyed Eloise's story and want to hear more tales about curiosity and cleverness, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a new story. We can't wait to see you again next time. Bye for now.